You're watching ABC 57 News in high definition with Keitha Nelson and First Warning neighborhood weather meteorologist Tom Coombs. Good morning, Michiana.
The snow is wrapping up, but the damage has been done. Roads are snow covered, making for a very messy morning commute. Big changes are on the way. We are tracking drier weather and rising temperatures coming up. Good morning, Michiana. ABC 57 News at 6 starts now.
Covering South Bend, Elkhart, and all of Michiana. This is ABC 57 News at 6.
Right now, heavy snow is creating dangerous driving conditions. You're in for a messy morning commute. Straight ahead, we're hitting the streets, airports, and train tracks, keeping you and your family prepared. In just seconds, we've got your first warning. Welcome here to ABC 57 News. I'm Keitha Nelson. We've got reports of quite a few school delays and closure coming in at this hour. Elkhart schools are on a 2-hour delay, and South Bend schools are closed. This morning, we've got team winter weather coverage. ABC 57's Eric Seltzer is live in St. Joseph County. He's been checking in with area police departments, making sure you know what to expect on the roads. We'll get to him in just a bit. First, let's check in with ABC 57 First Warning neighborhood meteorologist Monica Ott for a look at your forecast. Hey, Monica.
Hey, Keitha, and the good news is things are getting better. We're still looking at those nasty road conditions, but at least the snow has stopped falling. All clear right now on ABC 57 First Warning live Doppler radar, and we'll continue to watch as the quiet conditions continue through the rest of the day and into tomorrow. Right now, it's 28 in South Bend, 29 in Benton Harbor, 28 in Knox, and 28 in Warsaw. Not feeling this mild, though, thanks to a breezy north wind at about 15 miles per hour, so be prepared for that gusty wind as well. Here's a look at those winds out of the north in South Bend at 16 miles per hour and Knox, 13 mile per hour north winds in Rochester, and 10 mile per hour winds in Warsaw. Check out Chicago at 20 mile per hour winds. Helping you to plan out the rest of your day, well, we'll continue to see the clouds, temperatures in the upper 20s by 9 a.m. By the noon hour, up towards 30 degrees, and by 3 p.m. we'll be seeing temperatures slightly above freezing, up to 34 degrees. And coming up in just a couple of minutes, we'll talk about exactly how much snow has fallen county by county. And all of that snow has made for some nasty conditions out on the roadways. And for the latest on those road conditions, let's turn to ABC 57's Eric Stelter, who joins us live in South Bend on State Road 23. Eric?
Hey, Monica, well, those road conditions definitely not very good. The worst were probably around 2 or 3 this morning. Some of our coworkers actually got stuck. If you have four-wheel drive, you're definitely going to want to use that this morning. You're also going to take your time as you're heading to work or heading to school during your morning commute. Now, we've been talking to people throughout the overnight hours. Lots of them mentioned fishtailing as they were driving out and about today. Right now I'm on State Road 23, noticing several plows and salt trucks coming through. These main roads are definitely the ones you're going to want to stick on. You're going to avoid those side roads, already those roads that haven't really been plowed yet this morning. People I talked to say they're happy the plows are out, but they still think the road work here stinks.
You got to watch it out there. It's real slippery. We just, like I said, just passing through, and we done seen the roads. This is nasty out there.
And as with every snowstorm, we're always checking with the police department to see if there are any accidents or road closures. Right now, none of those to report. Reporting live in South Bend, Eric Stelter, ABC 57 News.
Thanks for that update, Eric. Let's check on the South Shore now. At this hour, there are no delays on the train line. And if you plan to catch a flight from South Bend Regional Airport today, a flight headed to Atlanta is already canceled. We checked overnight and the airport is not expecting any more cancellations or delays. And in Chicago at O'Hare International Airport, people are dealing with travel headaches. Right now, flights there are delayed by an average of 2.5 hours. Most are canceled. Tuesday, more than 6 inches of snow fell at O'Hare, causing 900 flight cancellations. We've been getting in reports of numerous slide-offs all across Michiana since the storm moved in. Tow truck drivers, as you can imagine, have been busy. ABC 57's Megan Schiller spoke with one of them, who shares a few safety tips with us this morning.
The tow truck operator told me most instances he saw were slide-offs, people who either lost control of their vehicle or hit another car and ended up in a ditch. So he gave me some safety tips to share in case you find yourself in one. As heavy, wet snow coats Michiana roads, drivers may find themselves off the road.
I was forced often into the median, So I had no choice, and I didn't have a cell phone at the time.
With no phone, he had no choice but to sit and wait until he could flag down police.
Well, I just have to stay in the car and wait until someone did come along.
His wife now keeps the trunk stocked.
We always make sure we have stuff in the car, you know, water, blankets, things like that.
While waiting for help, staying warm is priority number one.
If the motor doesn't seem to be overheating or you don't see any damage, is to leave the motor running.
The next step, call for help right away.
If you can get out and everything and try and find where you could be, to give the driver a best description of where you would be so they could be there as fast as possible.
Lastly, there's a simple prevention tip that most drivers forget.
You actually weigh your trunk, you put weight in your trunk. So then that way it weighs the car down so it's harder for it to slide.
The tow truck driver also told me make sure to program a towing company into your phone book. That way, in case you don't have internet, you'll be able to get the number and be as prepared as possible. Reporting in Mishawaka, Megan Schiller, ABC 57 News.
Breaking overnight, fire rips through a South Bend home. As you can see here, crews battled a lot of smoke early this morning. The fire sparked around 3:20. This is on West Fisher Street. No one was hurt. We're still working to get details for you. Stick with us throughout the morning for the latest. You can always check our website at abc57.com. In a few hours, the House will convene to consider passage of the continuing resolution. It's a bill to keep the government open through the end of the fiscal year. Votes for the day and week are expected around 1 this afternoon. That's due to the extreme winter weather dubbed Snowquester, leaving lawmakers a narrow window to bolt to Washington ahead of the snowstorm. No votes are expected in the House on Thursday and Friday. House Speaker John Boehner says lawmakers must find a way to cut federal spending.
Our goal is to cut spending. Not to shut the government down. The president agreed last week that should be our goal, and I'm hopeful that this continuing resolution will find easy passage both in the House and the Senate.
Boehner says spending is, quote, the biggest threat to the future of our country. Meanwhile, the White House Visitor Center is canceling all tours due to forced budget cuts. Tours will not be rescheduled. The freeze will be in effect until further notice. The tours will end starting Saturday, March 9th. Here's a warning from the CDC that you need to know about. New this morning, health officials want to spread the word about a group of bacteria. It's showing up in hospitals. It's a dangerous superbug that's extremely resistant to antibiotics. It can cause potentially fatal pneumonia, urinary tract, and bloodstream infections. It's caused by overuse of antibiotics. The CDC reports half of all antibiotics prescribed nationally are either unnecessary or inappropriate. North Korea intensifies its already shaky relations with the West and neighbors to the south. North Korea's leader threatens to cancel a ceasefire set in 1953. Experts say they could have as many as 12 extremely dangerous weapons. Right now, diplomats at the United Nations are trying to tighten North Korea's sanctions on nuclear testing. A deeply divided nation is mourning its late leader and prepared to pick a new president to replace him. Venezuelan President Hugo Chavez has died after a long battle with cancer. During his socialist reign, he controlled more oil reserves than Saudi Arabia. His country is the 4th highest oil exporter to the U.S. The vice president will take over until an election is held. Chavez was 58 years old. Your time is now 6:07, 27 degrees outside. Expect slick, snow-covered streets to greet you as you head out this morning. There are already quite a few school closures and delays in the area. We know South Bend Schools is closed. That is a huge deal, as well as Penn Harris Madison. They're on a 2-hour delay, and Elkhart Schools as well are on a 2-hour delay. And we've got the roads covered for you as well. Straight ahead, ABC 57's Eric Seltzer will join us with a live look at current conditions.
For those of you kids that are headed to school this morning, definitely wear your winter boots. You will be trudging through the heavy snow with temperatures in the upper 20s. The good news is that the snow is over. Find out when we'll see some sunshine in your exclusive 10-day forecast coming up.